Dimitri, what are you doing with the T-72? Just put the improvements to make it more efficient. So, what did you improve to make it better? I present to you Contact 5. That's very interesting, Dimitri. What does it do? It's a better version of our ERA. It will be more survivable. Have you solved the engine reliability? Or improved the firing control system? What about the transmission? Our comrades are asking for a higher reverse speed. So, about that, we have Contact 5 or not. Well, good morning, evening, or night, everybody. Let's see how this video goes after a long period of time without touching War Thunder. And this time, I get to lose some of my brain cells and sanity to present to you the T-72B 1989. How it is, what it has to offer, and how you should play it. Enjoy! The T-72B 1989 is a Rank 7 Battle Rate 10.3 medium tank, or MBT, for the Soviet-Russian lineup, and features the same parameters as the model T-72B 1984, but with less armor and better explosive reactive armor. Let's move up to the mobility, shall we? The engine model is not very available at the moment, but we can assure it's one of the Kharkiv model V84-1, a model designed in the end of the 1970s that was later replaced by the V92 model for the T90s and more advanced T72s. This V12 diesel engine produced a good amount of horsepower for the vehicle, 743 horsepower stocks and 840 horsepower fully upgraded. You know how the transmission is, but I'll tell you anyways. The Synchromesh hydraulic assisted transmission of the T-72B89 offers him 7 forward gears while having only 1 reverse, which makes him cripple on close quarter engagements. But the speed is very compensating. The top speed is 60 km per hour forward to 4 km per hour in reverse. The vehicle has solid stats of a real and raw Russian vehicle that doesn't require too much to play ring around the rosy on the field. Let's move on to the survivability of it. For a 44.5-ton vehicle, the T-72 has the same amount of crews that the Soviet Union at that time wanted them to have. 3. The driver, commander, and gunner. While the driver sits in the front of the vehicle surrounded by the front fuel tanks, the gunner and commander are sitting right above the ammo carousel. While countering the T-72 series, for those who are experienced the new modern environment with the M60, Leopard, or even AMX-30, I'm pretty sure you're aiming at those spots marked with red to one-hit kill and the others marked with orange to immobilize or neutralize a vital equipment for the vehicle. If it's angle, then you have a better chance to one-hit kill in the tip of the front wheel. It's a insta-kill if your gun penetrates well. Speaking about the armor, this thing is a bit mid to well for a tank like this, on a battle rating like this. Because while the lower frontal plate can vary between 165 to 180 millimeters of variable homogeneous armor, the upper frontal plate is made by 60 millimeters of laminated homogeneous armor. But the secret is inside of the armor, because apart from the 60 millimeters, it also have on this order 5 millimeters of rubber, 3 millimeters of laminated homogeneous armor, 18 millimeters of air, another layer of 3 millimeters of laminated homogeneous armor, and 5 millimeters of rubber, then more 60 millimeters of laminated homogeneous armor, 10 millimeters of radiation armor, and 50 millimeters of laminated homogeneous armor. All of that to hold more than 500 millimeters of penetration, so to speak. Jesus Christ, that's a lot. While the front holds this huge amount of different types and shapes of armor and air, the sides are, well, okay. From the crew deck, the sides are protected by 18 millimeters of laminated homogeneous armor, and the engine deck is protected by just 70 millimeters of the same material. The real problem here is that only 40 millimeters of laminated homogeneous armor that protects the rear of the hull. In other words, your ass is very fragile, like a flower. While the hull holds this type of armor to make it more lighter, to compensate weight, the turret is from a different parameter. The front can hold more than 500 millimeters of cast homogeneous armor that can hold lots of bad place shots against you. The front is very protected. The armor layout is considered composite armor because in order you have 95 to 120 millimeter of cast homogeneous armor, then 320 to 340 millimeters of multi-layered armor with reflexive plates, and another layer of 170 to 200 millimeters of cast homogeneous armor to protect the commander and gunner and another vital instruments from the front. To increase your survivability, you have defensive armaments such as engine smoke system that generates a smoke column that you can turn it off by turning your engine off. It's not suitable against thermal imaging sites. 8 slots of smoke grenades that explodes midair, trench digging dozer blade to dig a hole for yourself to hide your hole and only letting your turret exposed, and night visions device for gunner and commander sights, with a infrared spotlight to act like a direct light to a place you want to look at the night while having NVDs on. Caution, this is not a good idea to use on night battles. It will attract a lot of attention like how the IRCM does. As a standard for Russian main armaments, the T-72B 1989 is no different. The 2A46M 125mm cannon of the T-72B 1989 offers a two-plane stabilizer which increases the chance to hit a moving target while you're moving at high speed, and a automatized loading system which allows you to store 22 rounds on this carousel while storing 45 rounds inside the tank as a whole. The turret performance is standard for a heavy and delicate layout. The horizontal speed can start from 14.3 degrees per second stock to 16.8 degrees per second when upgraded. But with the complete crew training, it can increase to 20.4 degrees per second. With specialist crew, it can go up for 22.6 degrees per second, and aced crewman can offer you an astonishing 24 degrees per second rotation. Just a reminder, complete crewman training is for the vehicle slot place, but specialized and ace crew are only for the vehicle itself. So do not waste money for one single vehicle to make it better. The vertical orientation, on the other hand, is abysmal. While you have minus 5 degrees to plus 13 degrees of vertical orientation, its targeting speed is very slow and sluggish. You'll be amazed by how many times you can die due to the lack of vertical speed to aim faster. The T-72B 1989 offers you 4 types of ammo available for you, which are 5 models, starting with the 3BK-18M HITFS shell. You will start with this as your primary round until you unlock the APFSDS. The 3BK-18M won't offer you good sustainable results against other tanks with composite armor, but can assure you that its penetration value stay holds even after 2000 meters. 550 millimeters of penetration is not a joke, but 905 meters per second of speed is a bit annoying when performing long-range engagements with a stock tank. Even with angled armor of more than 70 degrees, it will ricochet easily or shatter. The 30F-26 is its high explosive shell, with good amount of explosive mass, 42 millimeters of penetration, 850 meters per second of speed, twice the amount of explosive mass when comparing to the 3BK-18M high explosive anti-tank fin stabilized, which has 2.79 kilograms, and higher ricochet angles that can go up to 81 degrees of 100% of chance to ricochet. This round is a dilemma. If you if you don't bend, it will overpressure. You just need to find a good gap and place the shot. Moving up to the real anti-tank rounds, the 3BM-22 armor-piercing fin-stabilized discarding sailboat is your first armor-piercing that you can unlock for your T-72 to finally counter the other tanks. It has a crazy speed of 1760 meters per second that calculated to kilometers per hour makes it reach hypersonic speeds, more than 6,300 kilometers per hour in one shot. That's a huge kinetic energy coming for your tank on a small dart. For the 10.0 BR, having 425 millimeters of penetration at point blank and 380 millimeters of penetration at 2000 meters, the 3BM22 APF SDS is quite alright to at least counter Abrams, Leopards, Challengers, or Leclercs. Moving up, the 9M119 ATGM is a mouse guiding missile which you guide by pointing your gun to the target. If it moves, you need to move as well. For its speed, it can be interceptable at long ranges, from cannons or machine guns, but it's almost unseen at close combat. Since it has 4 kilometers of maximum range, it's a good way to counter hovering helicopters, but the 700 millimeters of penetration speaks otherwise. It's always good to bring at least 2 of them with you. You never know. The last one, but not too much important, the 3BN42 APFSDS. This is the top round for the T-72B 1989, having decreased speed when comparing with the 3BM22, but higher penetration and higher angles of ricochet. The 3BM42 APFSDS can do its job better than its predecessor, making the tank more deadly and making it more efficient as well. It's a smart idea to bring only 20 rounds of ammunition since the first stage ammo storage holds 22. I can suggest you to bring 16 APFSDS, 2 high explosive, and 2 anti-tank guided missiles for any type of environment because you won't last too much to see your ammo go dry. Moving up to the machine guns of the tank, it has a Nikitin Sokolov-Volkov machine gun, or the NSV-T. It's a 12.7mm machine gun mounted on the top of the T-72B 1989, which increases your defense against light vehicles or helicopters and jets, or just to shoot the rear of Abrams and Leopards with it. Be aware that it only has 60 rounds per magazine, so the shooting will be very small, but the damage will be good. The coaxial machine gun is a 7.62mm Pulemyot Kalashnikova Variant T, or PKT machine gun. It's efficient to mark enemies for your allies, shoot objects, and well, not too much efficient to kill vehicles, since it's just follow the same vertical angles of the main gun. In my personal experience, the T-72B 1989 isn't a tank to be fooling around. You need to be very aware what you are doing because the armor won't save you from a well-placed shot at any distance because these tanks have the old 9.7 equipment on a 10.3 to 11.3. It's a dangerous place to play with this tank because everyone is faster, stronger, and have more modern equipment than you. This tank is made to learn you that nothing is sunshine and flowers, and forces you to play seriously and not underestimate your enemies. Out of 10 stars, the T-72B 1989 receives 8.5 stars because it's a teacher on wheels and makes you to choose when to shoot or move or not to. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed this comeback video from the reviews. I gotta say, I learned some things with it, and it will make you learn things as well before entering the 10.7 to 11.0 area of Russian vehicles. Well, I hope you enjoyed again, and don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, share with your friends, and ask your favorite vehicles in the comments. What if it comes in my hands, huh? See you around. Take care.